What is up, you guys? Welcome to session number 45. We are diving into, the S&P 500, NASDAQ, Dow reacting to news. We have earnings. We had Apple, we had Meta, and we had Amazon announce earnings yesterday. And Amazon and Meta really popped. Apple is struggling a little bit. We'll go into each graph, the 6 month, and we'll go into what's happening, how they're reacting to the earnings report. So we have S&P and NASDAQ jump after strong tech earnings. Meta soars 20%. So here it is, CNBC live updates where we get all our news. S&P was higher on Friday as quarterly results from technology companies, including Facebook parent Meta, buoyed the sector after a stronger than expected jobs report. We also had, jobs report coming out better than expected. We had the broad index added 1% while the NASDAQ climbed 1.6%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average added 10 points or 0.3%. So here is Meta here jumping, 22%. After hours yesterday, it popped, guys. And we'll go into the graph in a minute. We also have them announcing their first ever dividend and a $50 billion share buyback program. Right here, we have Amazon shares jumped 8% on fourth quarter, as the fourth quarter beats. And then they didn't really mention Apple here, but Apple, they beat on revenue, they beat on EPS, earnings per share. They are struggling a little bit in the China revenue. And we are seeing service revenue grow. It hasn't beat yet, but it did grow, and iPhone sales were better than expected as well. So that is the update on Apple as well. And then we also have, the benchmark 10-year Treasury yield jumping 17 basis points to 4.03% after government reported U.S. economy added 353,000 jobs in January, well above the Dow Jones estimate of 185,000. So that's what we were talking about on the labor news there with jobs reports. We have the report also including inflationary data in form of greater than expected wage growth. Wage expanded by 4.5% year over year, more than 4.1% forecast. This comes after Fed Chair Jerome Powell signaled this week that a March rate cut was unlikely. So we had, market really react from the Federal Reserve meeting on Wednesday, driving the market a little bit down here. And then now we see with the strong earnings, with strong, labor data, we see it really pop up. So we'll go into the graphs here in a second. So we also have here, quote unquote, David Russell, Global Head Market Strategy at TradeStation. Here's what he says here, quote unquote, longer term stocks could be in a strong spot with accelerating economic growth supporting consumption and earnings. So to really conclude everything, stocks are on pace to end the week higher despite Wednesday's slump. So guys, now let's dive into how the market is reacting to this data here. So I will put this news in the description below, CNBC live updates, where we get all of our news. So let's get into the graph. We're looking at QQQ 1 day, 1 minute chart here, and we see it really pop up. If we look at the 5-day chart, you could really see that this trading session right here was the Federal Reserve meeting. You could see really it diving down because they weren't sure what was going to happen during the meeting. And then right after the meeting, after earnings and everything, and job data and GDP data, we see a really spike here in the last 2 trading sessions, today and yesterday. February 1st and February 2nd, today being February 2nd. So, and then now let's actually dive into the 6-month chart on Qs here. You could really see a healthy graph with, 50-day really making its way further from the 200-day moving average, making, you know, a high there at 429.97. That actually just happened. I got a notification on my phone. It just happened 1 minute ago. 52-week high. QQQ is above 52. Price up 1.91% to 429.92. So that is, you know, at a high, and we see it trading right now at 429.88. So it's going up and down, up and down. So definitely hit a high today on Qs. So guys, that means we are probably going to pause our QQQ position again, since, you know, Qs is at a high at the 63 RSI level. You know, we don't want to buy at the highs. You know, they say buy low, sell high. We are a big believer in that. So we do that based off, you know, RSI data. We do that based off, you know, moving average data as well, and just the overall price action on, you know, 6-month chart, 1-day chart, and the 5-day chart. So that is QQQ. If we look at the S&P 500 Spider ETF, you see it also, you know, making a high there at 495.27, currently trading at 495.20 there. So that is looking great as well. So let's dive into now how Apple, Meta, and Amazon are reacting towards their earning reports yesterday. So let's go into Apple here. You can see on the 6-month graph here, we can see it really trading below that 200-day moving average, with the 50-day trying to get underneath, and with the RSI level at 47.23. Now let's dive into Meta. Meta really popped yesterday. Let's dive into that. Look at that graph, guys. So we got, you know, really hovering, making higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. And then yesterday really popping after hours, and then with it continuing to pop to the 485.96 level there. We also are going to be looking at, oh, and look at that, we have an 86 RSI level on Meta. That is crazy RSI level for a stock. So now let's go into Amazon, how Amazon is reacting. And same thing, guys, we have it really popping. You know, we have Amazon making higher highs, and then it popping yesterday after hours, you know, with it really continuing up as well today. So we got, you know, Meta and Amazon really killing it, with Apple kind of struggling a little bit to really make a statement. So that is the update on the 3 main tech stocks that announced earnings yesterday. Let's go back into QQQ. We want to really hold our position on Qs, just because we don't really want to buy at highs. We have 10 shares currently. Our mission is to get 100 to start doing covered calls and cash secured puts on them, on this index, and so we're at 10, so we have 90 to go. And you know, average price we have 411, so it's at 429. We're up almost 5% on that stock, so on that ETF. You know, Palantir, we have a covered call that expires February 9th, and we really see it trading at the, looks like, where is it here? We have it trading at 16.91 there. And, you know, it's making its way towards the $17. They announced earnings on Monday. Our prediction is that it will make above here on the 200-day moving average, and really make, you know, beat revenue, beat EPS. So that's our prediction, but you never know what's going to happen with Palantir. Now let's go into what is what we're currently down on, and what is going for a deal right now that we're down on. So let's dive into Ford. We have Ford really trading at the 68 RSI level. That's a little bit too high for us. We have Lockheed Martin still, you know, trading below that 200-day moving average at the 40 RSI level. Starbucks we have at the 48 level. Zoom trading at the 36.70. And then we have PayPal at the 51. So not oversold value deals right now in the market. You know, we're gonna maybe lock in another Lockheed Martin buy We have it trading almost at fair value at the 45.50 mark. So yeah, guys, we're gonna lock in a Lockheed Martin buy here at the 39 mark. We'll see, on Monday, if it continues to go down, we might buy again. We are going to be building that Lockheed Martin position. So let's go ahead and do a $10 Lockheed Martin buy here. So we have our quantity 0.02343 shares. Let's go ahead and lock that in. All right, we got filled at 426.72. That is our Lockheed Martin buy of the day. We've been loading up on it. As you can see, I think the last time we bought it was January 29th, so that was a couple days ago. And we did buy it today, that $10 buy of the day, trying to build that position up, to really make it a quality top 10 company in the portfolio. So that is the $10 buy of the day. So we pretty much went over how the market is reacting to Federal Reserve, how it's reacting to labor data, GDP. We're talking about how the market is reacting to Meta, Apple, and Amazon announcing earnings yesterday. A lot to digest today, and a lot to digest as the market is really popping here today based off of that news. You can see the one day 1 minute chart really looking healthy there. So we'll see what happens if it continues to make higher highs. So that is trading session number 45. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are not a part of the Discord yet, we have a club that focuses on wealth, health, and connections and brotherhood over there. So if you guys want support on wealth and health, building those two pillars, go ahead, go over there, go to mochafellas.com, go to the membership, get that invite while it is free. Also, consider subscribing here. If you like this content, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the outro.